Welcome back to this side of more comfortable humidity temperatures. You're not going to see that as you start this morning, but a little bit later today you might. Good Wednesday morning and glad you're up with us.
Yeah, so glad you're here. I'm Julia, along with Julia and Matt here this morning. Just a kind of another typical end of July, looking into August. Well, it is still July, right? What's the date today?
Today's the 30th.
More days?
I just checked.
Okay,
Friday's
so
the first day of August.
Getting close,
Yes.
but still that summer heat.
It will be hot. Now, it won't be as hot as yesterday. Yesterday was the hottest day of the summer so far. I mean, you guys
felt like it, yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to tell, look twice at that number.
No, you definitely don't.
But today will be slightly cooler, still hot. But then I do think we've got a big front on the way in the next 24 hours, dropping us to the 70s. So that's some good news here on maybe it's the first day of school.
It is for a lot
you're
of
watching,
districts in our area. Get on the bus and the windows will be down but blowing hot air.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Very little relief on the bus. It's going to be hot recess today, but it's going to be a good day at school. I do want to also touch on what a lot of folks were concerned with overnight last night, the tsunami. Wave heights are now coming in across the Pacific Basin. Just to recap, they're late last night. Really, about 9:27 in Eastern time, we had that 8.8 magnitude earthquake. If that gets finalized, it'll tie for the 6th biggest earthquake on planet Earth since 1900. You go before 1900, we don't have very good records. Of course, there's been bigger ones than that too, but we just don't have the records. However, that started in eastern Russia and sent waves out to the south and to the east. Here's Hawaii. Now, for a while, we didn't have any reports, right? There's a lot of open ocean between us and Japan. We finally got some reports early this morning of waves up to almost 6 feet at the Midway Islands. And then for Hawaii, the highest wave height that we got was on the north shores of Maui, just under 7 feet. So it could have been a lot worse, and we're not getting any information from NBC News right now on any kind of damage yet, but it could have been a lot worse, but we still had some pretty good waves there. Now the wave has already reached California, is headed towards Mexico and parts of South America. Along the west coast of California, wave heights up to about 7 feet, but the tricky thing about California is they were in high tide anyways, and they already had waves between 1 to 4 feet. So just a couple extra feet and extra wave height there along the coast of California. So there will still be a lot of ripples in the waves next couple of hours, but the highest waves are now over. Coming up in a little bit, we're going to talk more about our temperatures and when you could go from clear skies like we have now to thunderstorms later today. We'll have that timeline in a bit. It is 6:02 this morning. Hope your morning's off to a great start. Maybe you're getting back into that morning routine. At least right now, traffic for the most part is okay. I-70 East has been reopened. That's some good news between the Knightstown exit and State Road 3. That's the Newcastle exit. Still a little bit of traffic on US 40 kind of being alleviated now. But we do have now a backup on I-65 in the northbound lanes. It's a small delay right now, but we expect it to grow. And this is something that we'll probably have the next several mornings. As on I-65 north, you go down from 2 lanes down to 1 lane at the south split. You can go either I-70 west or I-65 north and continue north towards downtown in Chicago, right? Only 1 lane is open, and you can see right now there are some hazards being flashed. It's hard to tell right now in the dark, but a little bit of extra traffic now building on I-65 north. You can see some folks braking there at the very top part of your screen as they're headed northbound towards downtown. We'll keep a close eye on I-65.
All right, thank you, Matt.
Well, right now we are reaching out to police to find out more about a serious crash right now involving a pedestrian. This is according to police reports.
Yeah, this was late last night, right after 11, when our crews got to this scene here. You're looking at this where this call came in here, and this is at Maryland and Meridian Streets downtown.
In this video, you can see what appears to be a bird scooter under that SUV. Bird scooters are rented through a mobile app.
So we have asked police about what led up to this crash, if that driver of that SUV there is cooperating with the investigation. As soon as we learn more information, we'll share those updates from police.
And Metro Police this morning tell us they're still looking for a suspect in connection with a police shooting on the city's west side. It's what the scene looked like here. You can see yesterday afternoon near 16th and Lafayette.
So this started with a traffic stop for a stolen car, and then it quickly escalated to shots fired. Police say one of the suspects shot an officer. At last check, Police Chief Bailey says that officer was recovering at Eskenazi Hospital. Metro Police say that when the officer stopped that stolen car, there were 4 people inside. One of the people inside ran off. When the officer was taking the driver into custody, police say that the other 2 people inside got out and one started shooting at the officer. That officer was shot 3 times but was able to shoot back at one of the suspects. 3 suspects taken into custody, and police do describe them as young adults.
Chief Bailey says he has talked with that injured officer.
Is that you find the nearest church, pastor, or police station and turn yourself in right now. Our officers are not going to stop until they take you into custody.
We do know one of the suspects detained is in critical condition at an area hospital. Well, this morning we're expecting a possible verdict in the trial of a man charged with a triple murder.
This is around a shooting at Lawrence last year with 3 people killed. 25-year-old Malik Shaw is accused of shooting and killing 19-year-old London Coleman, 19-year-old Aaliyah Wortman, and 27-year-old Spencer Lawson on April 12, 2024. This happened in a parking lot at the Jamestown apartment community.
The suspects left behind a Chevy Impala. A woman testified yesterday that she sold that car to a pair of young men for $1,000 just 3 weeks before the shooting.
Both of them had on all black, and they pulled up with ski masks on.
And did you think that was odd?
Yes.
And why was that?
Because they pulled up with ski masks on to come pick up a car.
The prosecution argues Lawson was set up to be executed. He was shot 26 times.
The defense says that all the evidence here, though, is circumstantial with no eyewitnesses identifying Shaw as the shooter. They're expected to give their arguments today. It's unclear whether Shaw will take the stand. We'll bring you those updates as we learn more from the courtroom.
And this morning, the man convicted of setting an Indigo bus on fire will start his 8-year prison sentence. This is video of when the bus was caught on fire near the end of April of last year. It happened at the bus stop near 38th and Meridian. Investigators say this video shows DeMarcus McLeod pour liquid before lighting a piece of paper on fire and throwing that paper on the liquid and then running off the bus. 4 people, including the bus driver, were on the bus at the time. 2 suffered minor injuries.
Well, this morning, we are looking further into neglect charges filed against an Arlington mother after a house fire left one of her children dead.
And now learning more from the police, who say they noticed some red flags with that mother's story right away. Arlington is in Rush County, just west of Rushville and about 15 minutes southeast of downtown Indianapolis. The fire happened back in June. Kristen Bowers told investigators she fell asleep with a cigarette in her hand and woke up to her bed on fire. She told police she got all of her kids out except her 7-year-old son, David.
Yeah, detectives say that her story just didn't add up. She had already told them that her kids were sleeping in the living room, which is right next to her bedroom. And then police say that security video shows Bowers walking outside of the home just minutes before the fire started. Neighbors also told 13 News that they were suspicious of the situation too.
Why did you not get all your kids out of the house before the fire really got intense? You know, what was the reason behind that? So, there was a suspicion immediately.
Police say they did find her first 911 call made 2 blocks away from the house, and she didn't report the fire until she called a second time, which was 15 minutes later.
And police also say that days after the fire, Bowers allegedly searched things on Google, things like manslaughter sentence Indiana and voluntary manslaughter. She's now facing charges related to neglect. A new affordable housing project is coming to the city's north side. City leaders just hosted a groundbreaking for this new Central at 29 housing development. It's a new space near 29th Street and Central Avenue that'll have 57 new apartments. 11 will be set aside just for people that are experiencing homelessness. This project, though, is a part of a larger push by city leaders to provide living space for unhoused people.
And I want to emphasize that projects like this one are an integral part of the city's approach to improving housing access and addressing chronic homelessness.
People living in the apartments will also have access to other supportive services like health care from some local partners. And the project is expected to be complete by winter of next year. Well,
the Fever are back in action tonight at Cambridge Fieldhouse, hoping to win their third straight as they take on the Mercury.
Caitlin Clark won't be playing. She's still recovering from that groin injury, but the team has stepped up in her absence. Kelsey Mitchell is leading the team in scoring each of the last games.
Coach Stephanie White weighed in on Mitchell's impact on the court.
We are depending on her a little bit more from a scoring standpoint than we were with Caitlin on the floor. I mean, we always depend on her, but now it's different. Her ability to get touches, her ability to get other players involved, and she's really stepped up to that. She's shooting the ball incredibly well. She's playing on balance in her attack, and we're leaning heavily on her, and she's stepping up to that challenge.
The Fever tip against the Mercury tonight at 7.
They have a road game coming up against the Los Angeles Sparks that you can watch right here on August 5th on Channel 13. We're your local TV home for the Indiana Fever. It's the first day of school for several big districts across central Indiana this morning.
A lot of kids waking up probably not too excited, maybe a little tired heading back to class today. You might expect a little bit of extra traffic as well, or slower commute around your area if you do live in one of the districts. So here in Marion County, Beech Grove City Schools, Perry Townships and Wayne Townships are all headed back to the class.
Noblesville schools in Hamilton County also have their first day. So does Avon, Brownsburg, and Plainfield over in Hendricks County, plus Greenwood and Clark Pleasant in Johnson County today.
So we'd like to wish all of you a very good first day of the school year. We hope you have a great year.
This morning, jury deliberations are underway in the trial of a Colorado dentist accused of killing his wife. At 6:45, how prosecutors say he tricked his wife when she wasn't expecting it.
And this morning, parts of the U.S. are on the lookout for any tsunami caused from earthquakes because of in Russia. At 6:15, we'll get you caught up on what we know about the warnings being issued this morning.